Who is that footballer with the strength of 5 people combined, height like a giant, ace power with the finest finishings? You still thinking about it? Who else but Erling Haaland? Erling Haaland has made himself an established and unstoppable force in modern football and a total beast in front of the goal. If I were a goalkeeper, I'd rather be on his team than face him as an opponent. Everyone knows that he's every goalkeeper's nightmare. But hey, not everyone knows about the things I'm about to share with you in this video. In fact, Haaland tried to keep them in the secret books forever. So now that you're about to know them, don't tell him you heard it from me. Here are 10 things that Haaland wanted to keep secret. Number 10. He may be a cyborg. Yeah, I know how that may sound, but how else do you explain Haaland's beast mode in front of the goal? From childhood, he's been a goal machine. He even scored a record-breaking 9 goals in an under-20 FIFA World Cup match between Norway and Honduras in 2019. Now that's totally insane! A hat-trick of hat-tricks! That's out of this world and almost impossible for any human to do. See why he may be a cyborg? He also has recently set a new record for the player with the most goals in an English Premier League campaign. He's bagged 35 goals already with 5 more games in hand. It is easy to assume that his goal-scoring prowess is genetic, seeing that his father was once a footballer and his mother also a sportswoman. But his father never scored serially like his son. That is not enough explanation if you ask me. Haaland really may not be human, maybe more of a goalkeeper terminator, super striker or robo-striker. Call him anything but an ordinary regular footballer. Okay, number 9. His love for Manchester City may be fake. We know he now plays for Manchester City and chose the 5-time Premier League champions over a couple of other clubs. Haaland's father, Eriliing Haaland, was a Manchester City player in his prime. We've also seen young Erling Haaland in Manchester City's jersey many times. Although this may have explained his love for Manchester City, other events point otherwise. Just like he wore Manchester City's jersey many times as a child, young Haaland was also seen putting on both Arsenal and Liverpool jerseys, which makes that of Manchester City not special. His ex-Dortmund teammate also revealed that Erling Haaland has always loved Boca Juniors, the River Plate arch-rival. Number 8. The powerhouse goalscorer was injury-prone. That's so hard to believe, right? Who could imagine that the strong, gigantic and energetic Haaland could be prone to injury? Fact is fact anyways. Haaland used to have a record of frequent and severe injuries. Back at Borussia Dortmund, his injury woes became a big concern for the club and physio team. A challenge they had to face and curb to maintain a reasonable price tag on the Norwegian. No one was going to buy an injury-prone player at a good price, regardless of his superb abilities. Well, Manchester City signed him anyway, despite knowing this. And since Haaland landed at the Etihad, Pep Guardiola has been conscious of not stretching Haaland beyond reasonable limits to not strain his abductors muscle and to keep him in good shape for every match. This explains why Pep substituted Haaland 1 goal away from matching Messi's record for most goals in a Champions League match. Number 7. Haaland is obsessed with football. An average football lover loves the football game, and so does Haaland, and that's absolutely normal. But Haaland's case is more peculiar. He does not just love the game, he's obsessed with football as an item. Haaland literally breathes football. He said, "I love when I score a hat-trick to feel the ball a bit more." He sleeps with at least 1 football every night and wakes up to them. You know, all these footballs awarded each time Haaland gets a hat-trick, he adores them so much they sit pretty in different corners in his room. And with the rate he's scoring hat-tricks, he might need to get a bigger space soon. Did you find that funny? The next secret is even funnier. Number 6. Despite being on a special diet, he eats heavily. Wow. The Norwegian legend has a lot of respect for Manchester United legend Cristiano Ronaldo. He claims to have learned a lot from him, including Ronaldo's diet. Everyone knows how disciplined Cristiano Ronaldo regards his eating habit. Haaland has emulated his idol and refuses to eat just any food. There was a time when Haaland had lunch with former Manchester United star Patrice Evra. He learned a few things about Ronaldo's diet and picked up lessons from there. This includes eating a lot of fish and chicken to meet his 6,000 calorie daily intake. Haaland has gone the extra mile to eat a lot of kidneys, livers and hearts. He eats so much that his Norwegian teammate Josh King said he has never seen anyone who eats as much as Haaland. King says Eriliing Haaland eats like a bear. That's hilariously massive. Number 5. Haaland is also a junkie. Don't be confused. Haaland is one weird man, I know. He might have put himself on a strict diet, but sometimes he bypasses the rules he sets for himself and indulges in junk food. It's so funny how he can combine Ronaldo's flair for a strict diet and Lionel Messi's junk food lifestyle. Haaland occasionally gives in to his cravings for Dutch, Italian and Chinese takeaways. He loves to eat kebabs and his favorite drink, pina colada. Before any match, Haaland would eat his father's homemade lasagna, which he claims to power him through the games. In short, baller Haaland is both a foodie and a junkie. Number 4. Haaland is a huge fan of pop legend Abba. Abba is a Swedish band that specializes in pop music. As much as their music may be soothing to the soul, they're widely regarded as old and archaic. But hey, great Haaland is a fan and does not love publicly admitting that. If I were one too, I would not let anyone know I'm old school. His Dortmund teammates knew of this and would play the legend pop music in the dressing room to taunt Haaland. That must have been hard on him. Please don't let the folks at Etihad know about this. Let's keep his secret a secret. But that's not all about his choice of music. Did you know that? Number 3. The Champions League anthem is his alarm tone. The popular UEFA Champions League theme song, written by Tony Britton in 1992, is a favourite on Haaland's playlist. Could this be a way he inspires himself to win the title? Maybe, maybe not. His teammates attested that he always plays the song in his car and at home. However, he does not just play the music at home and in his car. The Champions League theme song is Haaland's alarm tone. What? Yeah, Haaland said in an interview, "That's my alarm tone. I wake up to it every day. It's the last song I get tired of. I wake up to it, so I always get a perfect start to the day." I think this also confirms his obsession with football, which I mentioned earlier. He is desperate to lift the European trophy, and that could go some way in helping Manchester City put an end to their infamous Champions League curse. Number 2. He was once rejected by Roy Hodgson. At 17, Haaland already had impressive goals in his club Molde. Crystal Palace's manager at that time, Roy Hodgson, had his eyes on Haaland, but later rejected him based on poor physicality for the Premier League. Or so he thought. He decided to sign Jordan Ayew instead. Haaland went on to sign for Red Bull Salzburg, then Borussia Dortmund, scoring an insane number of goals that were beyond imagination. I believe that by now, Crystal Palace fans will not be so happy they lost their chance to sign the serial goalscorer. Don't blame Roy, nobody can tell the future, but sometimes, please hire a fortune teller if you need to. Number 1. Haaland is so bad at being a lover boy. I guess you can't be good at everything. Haaland can surely find his way to the net as many times as possible, but hardly can he find his way to a woman's heart. Ouch. His love for football certainly has taken away all the love he could offer to anything else. Haaland was in a relationship with an Austrian girl. When they went on dates, he couldn't stop talking about football. Ugh, that's a turn-off, you know. He said, "This is why I failed my first date. I would talk about goals with her, and she would be annoyed because she wanted me to forget about football when I was with her. Unfortunately, the love I have is football, so I told her to go find a good man who plays love, not football." However, poor Haaland reportedly started dating an 18-year-old footballer, Isabel Hodgson. At least he can always have someone to talk football with. There's something I know Haaland is also good at: subscribing to our channel, though he might not like this video because I liked his secrets. However, since I shared them with you, do me a favor by giving this video a like. So that's it, you now know about the dark secrets of Haaland. Well, he's not the only footballer with secrets. Check out the 10 things you didn't know about Neymar.